Okay. So talk to me about Chelsea's season so far. Obviously, you guys were very close to losing Champions League spots, but you guys found your way around it. So how's it been as a Chelsea fan so far?
I mean, I think the important thing is to understand how we started. We started very well, exceeded expectations. A lot of people thought we would even be in the competition for the top four spots. It started really well. People were talking about we're in the title race. We're saying we're not. I was one of the people saying we're not because I felt like it was too early, even though we're like in and amongst it, like second, third, close to Liverpool early on. But I know my club. We always fold in
Yeah.
December. So that's typically what happens. And I feel like there's a few things that contributed, like injuries, drop in form, a combination of those two things mainly. But I think the important thing to notice is that towards the end of the season, like we saw a very, very big change in how Maresca sets us up. We're very, very sure defensively. Like Robert Sanchez, for example, started getting clean sheets. I'm still not a fan, to be honest. I'm not
Yeah.
convinced, but he definitely improved as the season went on, like towards the end, and so did the defenders as well. But yeah, I mean, as a Chelsea fan, I'm very happy. The period between like December to like maybe February, March was horrible. Like I was like, are we
Yeah.
just gonna do this again? Because imagine we are close to first, talking about title race, and then now we're dropping to sixth, seventh. We're like, these people might end up in the Conference League again.
Yeah,
So
I
it
think
was crazy.
Obama
It
had
was
like a period where he wasn't scoring. He
yeah,
had a
Palmer.
drought
Yeah,
for like a month or so.
yeah, exactly. Palmer had a horrible, horrible drought. Initially, it was like he wasn't even playing well at all. Not really like he wasn't playing well. He was still influential, but I feel like whenever Maresca plays Palmer, he plays him sometimes in the left half space, and I think he's less effective there. So I think that
Yeah, I think he's
contributes
more
to the
effective on the
decline.
right side.
He's more effective like when he's floating around the right half spaces, in my opinion, and I think a lot of Chelsea fans feel the same way. So I think that contributed to the drop in form too. But even towards like that period, like I was talking about, towards the end where we started grinding our results, getting wins, Palmer started improving. I think a very, very big turning point was the Liverpool game. He played really, really well, hit the post with one of his shots, a very cheeky one across the keeper, his near post.
Yeah.
And then just a few other things. Started getting some assists. He got an assist for Enzo in another game. So started getting more outputs. And I think the sky's the limit for Palmer. I mean, people say he had a horrible season or he had like a bad season, but he had 15 goals, 8 assists, I believe. That's more than, for example, Saka's best output. So like people need to
Yeah.
relax and give him time. Like it's only his second full season as a first team player in the Prem. But yeah, I think the sky's the limit for him and this Chelsea setup right now. I'm not completely happy with how things have gone, but I think there's still room for improvement. But I'm happy with how we've progressed so far. Making Champions League was very, very necessary. I wanted that more than winning the Conference League, without a shadow of a doubt. If you ask me to pick one, I mean, we got both. But if you ask me to pick
Yeah.
one, I'm picking the Champions League qualification. I can't lie.
Okay. But you know, some Chelsea fans feel like, they deserve more. When you look at how much, Chelsea spent in the past maybe 2 years, people always call that amount. I don't call that amount, but people always talk about it. So how do you feel now? Are you fine with how the season went, or like you felt like you could have gotten more based on, the funds that have been spent?
Well, I think sometimes I don't want to be that guy that says, "Oh, it doesn't matter," but I think sometimes context is necessary. Like
Yeah.
Chelsea spend a lot. I'm not denying that, but it's
Yeah.
what we spend on. We spend on a lot of young players who need like time, of course, but also we're spending on players who haven't come to our club yet. So, for example, we
Yeah.
spend
So
money
I
on.
think I think you said the record straight for other fans right now.
You said what?
I said I think you said the record straight for other fans right now.
Exactly. I have to say this straight for other fans right now. Listen,
Exactly.
we spend a lot of money, but a lot of the money that we spend that people are adding together to totals is money for players who are still going to come in the years to come. So, for example, Quenda is coming in 2026. Esteval is coming this summer. Esugu is coming this summer. There are a lot of players who we buy, but they're for future windows, and people add that and expect that to impact this like current team when they've not joined the team yet. Obviously, a lot of them have joined the team and they should be expected to play well. But a
Yeah.
key point that people fail to understand is that Chelsea don't play Chelsea don't sign players on like extreme wages like a United or City. Like if you go check the wage bill of all these other clubs, the wage you pay these players is a lot. Like for example, Arsenal bought Havertz from Chelsea for about 65 million pounds with add-ons included, right? He goes on to become their highest paid player, like on almost like 300K a week, maybe like 270 or 290. I'll check the number correctly, but somewhere near that. So he's your highest paid
Mhm.
player. You spend 65 million pounds, yet they still need a striker. They spent on Jesus about 40 odd million. They still need a striker, and he's on high wages as well. But nobody in Chelsea that we've signed with the £1 billion is up to those type of wages. We don't pay players like extreme wages like that. The only
Yeah.
players on high wages are like Reece James from the old regime, Sterling, who we're gonna hopefully get rid of, Chilwell as well, who we're hopefully gonna get rid of as well. But our wages are typically under 200K a week.
Yeah.
Like very rarely are any of the new signings above 150, to be honest. Maybe max 160. Most of them are below that. Even Palmer isn't even up to 160, I believe. So yeah, our wage bill is very, very healthy compared to other teams. We spend a lot, yes, but the salary which you're paying every week needs to be taken into account as well. And Chelsea's
Okay.
position is very healthy there. So people need to get it right there too. Like the wages, some of these clubs like United are paying how much to Casemiro? Exactly. And how much was he? His transfer fee. Another thing is also Casemiro does not have resale value. A lot of these players were signing.
Yeah.
Yes, we pay a lot, and we buy them on we pay them low wages, and we can potentially sell them if they're good players.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
mean, Wirtz is going for 150 million euros. I think if a club were to come in for Obama, granted, I don't want to let him go, but he has that kind of resale value, in my opinion. Whereas
Yeah.
we spent like
Yeah, it does.
40 million pounds on him, we can get a
Yeah.
profit. He's not on crazy wages. It's a win-win. And I know some situations, like for example, Modric, not all of them are going to work. Naturally, like not all transfers are going to work, but his wages aren't crazy because it's better than buying a Havertz and you still need a striker. You bought him as a midfielder, he didn't play there. You played him in strike, he's not working. Get
Yeah.
his, he's not working, and you still want to go out and buy Gyökeres who won't be on cheap wages or Sheshko who won't be on cheap wages. And I'm hearing like 90 something pounds, million pounds or euros.
Hmm.
I mean, come on.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Chelsea in the market. Obviously, Chelsea is a team that's always very active in the market every year. So, how do you feel with how Chelsea are moving in the transfer market right now? Are you confident? Do you have any expectations, or are you very content with what you're seeing right now?
I mean, I'll be honest, we had a little window before the Club World Cup. We're able to get Delap in. I'm happy with that, considering the options available in the market right now. I think
Yeah,
Osimhen would have been better, but the wages he's quoting are ridiculous. I mean, if you're getting trouble with Saudi wanting to meet your demands, then I mean, Chelsea can't help you in any way, shape, or form.
for sure, for sure.
Gyökeres, expensive, good striker. I think he would be better than Delap. A bit of a risk. He's a bit
Hmm.
older is a bit of a risk because he's from the Portuguese league, and we've seen how players from the Portuguese league have translated to the Premier League, especially strikers. Not all of them have done well. The only one I can think of that comes to mind is Bruno, that's done well from
Yeah,
that league. Whereas a striker like Nunes, for who was doing very well in that league, came and didn't do amazing.
yeah,
And then Sheshko is still very young, very expensive. I'm not comfortable spending 90 something million. Whereas Delap,
yeah.
he had 12 goals last season in an Ipswich side. That was probably one of the worst attacks in the league. Um,
Yeah, I think the
yes,
lap was a good sign. It was for about
yeah,
30
and
million,
for
right?
30 million pounds,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's a worthy gamble in my
And
opinion.
it's
I think
about 20,
I'm happy
what,
with that.
20, 22?
Yeah, he's about 22 years old, so young.
Yeah,
It's not much of a risk. If he's 30 million, we can definitely be able to get that, hopefully even more if he does well. I think I see him improving on the 12 goals if he gets the minutes here at Chelsea.
yeah.
We can definitely get a more experienced striker, but the thing is just like who's there in the market that you're gonna get. Maybe
Yeah, I
a
think the
different
lap is good
profile.
enough, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not happy with Jackson. I think he's a decent player
Yeah,
on his day, but he's not consistent enough for me. We definitely need a winger. There were links to Gittins. I know a lot of people want Nico Williams, but I just don't see Williams really
I don't
leading.
see him leaving. I don't think I see him leaving Spain.
Yeah,
Seems too
a lot of
comfortable
people,
over there.
a lot of people are calling him the Spanish Zaha. because he doesn't want to leave. But I mean, I just don't see
No,
him leaving. You know how Athletic Bilbao's policy is. A lot of their players don't really leave
I
typically.
think he just signed a new contract
Yeah,
this season that passed.
exactly. He signed a new contract last year when
Yeah,
they were
they
linked to
gave him the number
Barcelona.
10.
Yeah, they gave him number 10. He has a release clause, but I just don't see him leaving if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Um, we definitely need a centre back, maybe someone to partner with Cole more consistently. Because Fofana, I like Fofana, but he's
The
they say
injuries are crazy.
the best of ability is availability, and he's never
The injuries
available
are
for a
very,
full
very,
season.
very
So
crazy.
when
I mean,
available, he's amazing.
I hope him good because he's a very good player. I really like him a lot.
Yeah.
He's one of the defenders that I think without the injuries he would have been very, very great.
Yeah, I mean, when we started the season, he was a
Yeah.
major part of why we were, quote unquote, in a title race.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think centre back we definitely need some improvements there. I'm hearing links to Hato from the Netherlands as well. So that's interesting. I do think winger we need for sure. Centre back we need for sure. The links were to Gittins. We were close to getting that over the line before the Club World Cup, but Dortmund's and our evaluations or like payment structures didn't meet quite well, and then I think we'll just see with that one. I think we probably still end up getting him, but just obviously not for the Club World Cup.
Okay. So let's talk about Club World Cup now. So obviously the Club World Cup has a lot of big teams. You know, we have the likes of the PSGs, we have the likes of the Real Madrid, the Man City, yourself, Chelsea, even Atletico Madrid. Even so, like, how do you think Chelsea will take the Club World Cup? Do you feel like Chelsea will take it serious?
I think Chelsea have to take it serious just simply because of the way the world of football works now. It's a very expensive competition. I think the
Hmm.
top prize
Yeah,
if you
the
win
prize
the
money
competition.
has increased
Yeah,
now
the prize money is
compared
like
to
a
last
hundred and
year.
something. Yeah, it's like 100 and something million. Like, come on, that's bigger than so many other titles. You can't really compare with that. So if there's money involved, teams are going to take it serious for obviously like their financials, budgeting reasons. So I think Chelsea definitely take it serious. I think all teams will take it serious. I think that's why you've seen teams like Madrid trying to get Trent in before the Club World
Hmm.
Cup, paying the fee to make sure he's there before his actual contract expires and getting in signings like Dean Huijsen and things of that nature. So I think teams are definitely taking this risk, and I don't see any reason why Chelsea wouldn't as well.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So obviously, you as a fan, you would want your team to take such a cup very serious. But I have to ask, how confident do you feel? How confident are you in Chelsea going into the Club World Cup? Looking at the teams that are surrounding you that you would likely face.
I mean, I'm confident to get definitely to the knockouts, given the teams we're playing.
Yeah,
Um, I think that's the bare minimum, if I'm being honest. I think a team like PSG would give us issues. Madrid would give us issues. City would be tricky as well. I think we can take on
Inter
Atletico.
Milan is there also. You know.
Inter Milan is there, but I just don't know. I think new manager, they're just
Okay.
coming off of losing the Champions League final and losing Syria in a close manner. I think they might be a bit rattled and then also transitioning to a new coach so soon. I'm not as scared. Obviously, a respectable side, don't get me wrong, but I'm not as scared as the other teams I mentioned
Okay.
before. So definitely PSG, Madrid, City, I'm more worried about for sure.
Okay. So out of those teams, tell me one that you would say, okay, for sure, I don't want to face you.
I mean, they won the Champions League for a reason. It has to be PSG. They have everything a top team needs. They have the tricky wingers, tricky forwards in general, competent defenders, a very controlling midfield, very functional. The fullbacks, let's talk about the
Very
fullbacks.
technically tight.
I think I think they have the best fullbacks in the world right now. I don't think any other team has a better fullback duo, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Mendes, if you've seen what he's doing with Portugal as well, he might in my opinion, I think he's been the best left back this season for club and country. I don't think anyone really um, touches him in that respect. Maybe Cucurella a little bit, but uh, nah. But put some respect on Cucurella. People need to respect him a
Well,
little bit.
Cucurella's had a good year, or a
He's
good,
had a good
good
year.
maybe 18 months.
He's saved us a lot of times. Like so many
Yes.
key goals, so
He
many
has
key
saved, he
assists.
saved Spain also a lot. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I think people
exactly.
are underrating his impact in Spain, most especially. I think
Yeah, I mean,
people look down on him for some reason. I don't know.
I don't know. I think people just need to like stop hating. Like, I mean, he assisted the goal, the winner in the Euro final last year.
Hmm.
He's been doing it for the past year and a half now. So
I think
I think,
His PR
yeah,
isn't so I don't know,
you
isn't
know,
so
he's one of
out
those
there
players. He's one of those players. You don't want him playing against you, but you want him on your team. A lot of people don't
for
like him. He's
sure.
always, so
A
he's
lot of
one of
teams
those.
wanted him when before he left Brighton. A lot of teams
Yeah.
wanted him. I remember United was they wanted him. I think City wanted him also. A lot of teams wanted him.
So
So
yeah,
yeah,
there's the fullbacks of PSG and then the goalkeeper. Like PSG have no weak link, if I'm being honest. They don't have an out and out striker, but do they need it with the forwards they have and Dembele's? I think that even helps them. They're very rotational. The front three can play across the front
yeah.
of the like every position across the three. So
And their bench is okay.
yeah, Due or Barcola starts. I think Due starts more times than
Hmm.
not.
Hmm.
If you're having players like Barcola coming off your bench, I mean you can't really ask for a better attack or winger setup for sure. So yeah, I think PSG I definitely fear the most. Madrid would be interesting simply because it's a
Yeah,
new coach, new it'll probably be a new system. People think he'll play a three at the back. I think so as well. But one thing I will say about Xabi Alonso is that he's a very adaptable coach
yeah,
who has also played four back systems as well at Leverkusen. So I think it'll be interesting to see how he sets up. PSG always, Madrid are always going to be very dangerous with, I mean, Mbappe, Vinny, Bellingham, new signings like Hoyson.